YouTube so they can get themselves set up and everything. So long, I'm going to unmute myself now, and then I'm going to start allowing the kids in. Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Enjoy.
Thank you. Hi guys, I know it's still early. Just wanted to say hello and that I missed you guys lots last week. I know we had lots of problems with connecting to the lessons, but I'm glad that we're back to Zoom again. And I can see you guys and I can chat to you guys. So I hope you're ready for this week's lessons with me. So just remember, guys, if you want to answer questions, I'm not going to unmute you all the time. We're just going to use the chat section, okay? Because I do have it open on my screen. So at least we'll be able to answer my questions when I ask, okay? Ah, there my camera's finally on. Okay, I hope you can all see me. Took a while for my camera to load. Don't know why. I think my laptop's tired. Why is this message here? Okay, I'm just going to stop my screen quick so I don't get a fright. I'm still on. Just want to see why this thing keeps popping up this message. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so you guys ready to start our lesson today? You'll see we're in week 5. Can't believe it's been so long already. Okay, fantastic. So I do see some new people have joined us today. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Taryn Curry. I will be your grade 4 teacher today, and we will be doing English, first additional language. We're going to be looking at some reading and writing. So we are going to do a comprehension You're going to answer some questions with me. I'm going to ask you to read a little bit of a poem for me today. So I hope you're eager to read. So if you want to read, remember, use the hands up function so I can see who wants to read. And then we'll just randomly choose some people, okay? So I'm going to try and give different people a chance this week. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to some of the kiddies on my group. I know I've had Kira, Imange, Latita, and Bocello who have been submitting their homework on my Flipgrid accounts. I love seeing your guys' videos. You are so entertaining. And I just want to say thank you for participating in the homework. It makes my teaching a lot more enjoyable. So keep it up, guys. And today there will be another chance to do a Flipgrid homework session with me. Okay, and those of you that are new, I'll explain to you where to go.
Yes, ma'am.
So last week, I know we had a bit of issues with connecting, but we did a listening activity. So I read through a story.
Hello.
And if you missed out on that lesson last week, you will find it on YouTube. So it was a lovely story where you could use your amazing memory skills again, and you could answer my question. Then today, as I said, we are going to look at a poem. Oops. Sorry, let me just try this again. I don't know why this thing keeps messing up my screen. There we go. So we're going to look at another poem. We're going to look at what makes a poem. I'm sure you guys know what a poem is. You've been doing it in class. We're going to read through a poem together, and then we're going to answer some questions. And then at the end of the lesson, I'm going to explain your homework. So I hope you're ready. So it's quite easy to spot a poem because I'm sure a lot of you are quite good with recognizing poems. So when we have a poem, we know it has rhyming words. That's, I think, the dead giveaway. So when we've got rhyming words, we know they come at the end of the sentence. Then a poem also uses syllables. Do you guys know what syllables are? Who doesn't know? I'm checking in the chat. Who knows what a syllable is? Okay, remember, use the chat function, not your hands. That's for reading, okay? Okay, I see someone says they don't. Okay, cool. So I'll explain it to you. So syllables is when we can break a word up into certain parts. So use your name, for example. So when you say your name, you might be able to clap it out. So if I use my name, for example, I am Taryn. So how many parts does my name have? So if I go Taryn, how many parts is that? Yes, good. So it's 2, not 3. Okay, so I go Taryn. It's 2 parts. So try it with your own name and see how many times can you clap with your name, because that will break it into certain parts. Another trick you can also try is if you put your hand under your chin and you say the word. So you say Taryn. So how many times does your chin drop down? So if I say my name again, Taryn. Did you see it dropped 2 times? So that means my name has got 2 syllables. Okay, I see someone else also has 2 syllables in their name. Good. Someone's got 3. Okay, awesome. So it's up to you if you want to use the clapping method or you want to use the chin method. It doesn't matter. As long as you are able to recognize what a syllable is. Okay, so you guys understand now. So I can move on. Okay, awesome. Then, as we said, it's easy to break up a word. You just clap out the word and then you can hear it. So an example, we've got cat. So try that with clapping and with the chin. So I say cat. It's one syllable. It's easy. But then I've got another one, garden. So it's got two syllables because we say garden. You see how I break it up? You are welcome to take notes. I really don't mind. If you do miss anything out, remember this does go straight to YouTube, so you can always catch it later. But if you want, you can take notes. All right. Then the next word I've got is butterfly. So you'll see it's got butterfly. So now it's got 3 syllables. So words can have any amount of syllables. That's why I said maybe use your name because your name is unique. So it might have a different amount of syllables. So I know like my surname also has 2 syllables because it's curry. So I say curry. So not like the spice. Okay. Let's move on to the next slides. Remember, if you are taking notes, don't stress. This will come on YouTube later. Now, when we've got a poem, what makes a word rhyme? So how do I know it's a rhyming word? Who can tell me? So when I see a poem and I know it's supposed to have rhyming words, what makes a word rhyme? Oh, I want to see who's clever, who's still using their brains. Oh, we're thinking hard. So what makes a word rhyme? So I know it's at the end of my sentences, but how can I recognize it? So let me help you out. So a rhyming word will normally sound the same. So like if I have cat and hat, it sounds the same. Then sometimes they can also have the same syllable, but they don't always have to have the same syllable as long as they sound the same. Yes, good, so you're getting it. So an example that I've got is, you know, twinkle, twinkle, little star. We've all done this when we were little children. So we've got twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. So what are my 2 rhyming words? So we know where we can find them, but what are the rhyming words? Who can tell me? Okay, good. Awesome, guys. You're so clever. So we've got star rhymes with R. How many syllables is star and R? So if I clap the word out or if I use my chin, how many syllables is star and how many is R? Good, Willow. So he's got it. Awesome, you guys are clever. Yes, so they each have 1 syllable. Because I say star, R. They're short words. So they definitely won't have more than 1 syllable. Good. So you guys are getting the hang of this. You are so clever. Now, this poem we're going to do today comes from your English First Additional Language Rainbow book. So I know some of you said you've got this book at home. That's fantastic. If you don't remember, you can download it from the Department of Education's website. So we are going to read through this poem soon, but I just want to teach you something, I think a little bit extra to make you guys extra clever. So when we have a story, we know that we divide our story into paragraphs. But now when we write a poem, the paragraph has a special name. So you'll see now that those look like paragraphs, but they're called something else. I wonder if you guys know what this word is. So they're not called paragraph 1, paragraph 2. They are called stanza. Did you know that? So I've got stanza 1, stanza 2, stanza 3, and stanza 4. So when I ask you soon, who wants to read stanza 1, I'm talking about the first few lines. Okay, so don't get confused when I say stanza 1 or stanza 2. So I've broken it up into 4 stanzas. So not all poems will have a stanza. Some of them might just be together into 1. So that was just for a little bit of extra information. So you guys can go back to school and you can tell your teachers that you know what a paragraph in a poem is called. Now let's have a look. Now we've got stanza 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to have 4 different people read for me. So I want someone to read stanza 1 for me, please. So remember, use the hands up function. Okay, I see Zoe was nice and fast. So let's look for Zoe and unmute her. Where are you, Zoe?
I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, so Zoe, you're going to read the first 4 lines for me.
Yes, ma'am. An insect has 3 body parts. It needs to have all 3: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Look closely and you'll see.
Well done. I think that abdomen word was a bit hard, but you did very, very well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, stanza 2. Let's see. Oh, lots of hands are going up. You guys are so excited. Let's see. I want to choose just someone random. Let's go. How about Willow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Willow, you're going to read stanza 2, please.
Okay. The head has mouth parts, well designed, and compound eyes as well. It uses 2 antennae to feel and hear and smell.
Well done. You pronounced your words very nicely. Okay, now let's move on to stanza 3. Let's go with Asiya. Okay, where is Asiya?
The thorax is where legs are joined. 3 pairs, 6 legs in all. It also sometimes joins the wings to help them fly or crawl.
Well done. Very nice. You guys read so nicely, hey? You impressed me so much. Okay, and then stanza 4. Let's see. So I see Kanya wants to read. Are you ready to read, Kanya?
The abdomen is the next body part. It's where it designs.
It digests.
It feeds. It is important of these wonder bugs to digest the food it needs.
Well done. Great job. Okay, so you guys all did such a nice job for me. So I'm going to read through the whole poem for you, and I want you to listen what the rhyming words are, because I'm going to ask you what the words are in each stanza. So an insect has 3 body parts. It needs to have all 3. A head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Look closely and you'll see. The head has mouth parts well designed and compound eyes as well. It uses 2 antennae to feel and hear and smell. The thorax is where legs are joined, 3 pairs, 6 legs in all. It also sometimes joins the wings to help them fly or crawl. The abdomen is the next body part. It's where it digests its feed. It is important for these wonder bugs to digest the food it needs. So in stanza 1, there are only 2 words that rhyme. Who can see where those words are? Oh, someone's fast. Good. Okay, what else? So we've got 3 and C. So you can hear they sound very similar. Now, what about in stanza 2? So stanza 2 also only has 2 rhyming words. Oh, good. Yes. Well and smell. It's easy to spot these out. You guys are too clever. And what about in stanza 3? So now we're on stanza 3, guys. Yes. Oh, you guys are so fast with your typing. So now we've got all and crawl. So again, they sound similar. Then my last stanza. What do we have now? Oh, you guys, you are too clever. Yes, awesome. So now we've got feeds and needs. You guys are doing very well. I'm very impressed. So you'll see that not every line in a poem needs to rhyme, okay? But we like to use rhyming words because it just helps the poem to have what we call a rhythm. So I'm sure you heard it while I read. I had a little bit of a rhythm as I went. Just makes it a little bit more exciting to read. So now that we've read through the poem, are you ready to answer some questions? And remember, all the answers will be in the poem. Good. Okay, awesome. Let's go. Guys are doing awesome job. So we learned a few new words, and I want to see if you know where they all belong. Some of them are easy. Some of them you might not have heard of before. So I'm going to read the word, and I want you to tell me, does it go to the left, the right, the top, or the bottom? Because you'll see we've got an insect, which is actually a bee, and we're going to tell what all his parts are called. So my first word we've got are compound eyes. Do you know what compound means? So if you think of a bug, they've got compound eyes. It's a lot different to our eyes because they've got, what do we call it? So I don't know if you've done this in NS yet. I don't think so. So it's not compound words. So that's in English. So compound eyes means that their eyes are made up of lots of little eyeballs. So it's very creepy if you actually look at a bug. you'll see they don't have eyes like us, where we've just got one eyeball. They've got lots of little eyes. Yeah, it is a bit yucky. So they can see lots of things at the same time. So where are his compound eyes? Is it on the left, the right, up, or down? Okay, I'm seeing some guessing. Yes, good, Bongani. You've been very precise. So my compound eyes belong on the left-hand side, the second arrow. So I can see that it's pointing to his eye. Now the next one, wings. I think that's very easy to guess. So the wings belong where? Yeah, so it's going to go to the top left, because now we've already used the bottom left. Now we're going up to the top. Where's his antenna? Good, yes. Now it's right in the middle at the top. The next ones I think is super easy. Where are his 6 legs? So not quite in the middle. So look closely, what's pointing at his legs? So it's the bottom right. Okay, you'll see what the other middle one is for. Then we've got the thorax. So I wonder if you know where his thorax goes. So some of you are saying the bottom left, bottom right, in the middle. So remember in the poem, they spoke about him having an abdomen and a thorax. Good, so it goes in the middle. So we're going to the top right now, because the thorax, it's kind of like your body. So he's got the head, and then under the head he'll have his thorax. And then what's going to come next? So think of your body. Where does all your food digest? So his abdomen is going to go the middle right. Okay, so your abdomen is where all your food goes before you do your business on the toilet. Okay, and then the last one we've got is his mouth parts. So that's where sometimes you'll see he's got the pinches. Okay, good. So now it's going to go right in the middle at the bottom. So now if you do a bug or an insect in natural science, you'll be able to tell your teacher what the different parts of an insect are. So you guys are learning lots today. Okay, so there we've got our completed bug. Now let's move on to some questions. So I've got the poem on the side for you to refer to, so you don't have to remember all the answers, because remember it is a comprehension. Now, if I look at my questions, let me just bring them up for you. So I'm going to go through all the questions with you first, and then you can tell me the answers. Okay, so don't start typing yet, because you're going to give free answers away. So for number 1, I want you to tell me, how many body parts does an insect have? Number 2, what does it use its antenna for? Number 3, how many pairs of legs does an insect have? So remember, I'm asking for pairs of legs, not how many legs in total. So you must check for that question very carefully. Then number 4, do all bugs have wings? So that will be a yes or a no. And then number 5, which part of the body digests the bug's food? So we're going to do this together. So I see you already typing. Don't type yet. Okay, we're going to go through the questions together. So let's look at question number 1. And I want you to look at the poem to find the correct answer, please. So number 1, I want to know, how many parts does an insect have? And what are those parts called? Let's see who's very smart. So how many body parts does it have? Whoa, 8 and 9. Where are we finding these answers from? So look at the first stanza. So look at your first stanza. Tell me how many body parts it has. Some of you already did give me the correct number, but I want to know what those body parts are called. Okay, so Bongi's give me the right one. Good. Thank you. Lorinta, you gave me the right answer. Good, thank you. Now, let's look at the answer and see who was actually correct. Because some of you were giving me random numbers. I don't know where you're getting it from. So, it's got 3 because it's the, remember, the head, the thorax, and then the abdomen. So if you told me those 3, you get a bonus mark because that's how smart you are. Because remember, if you look at your little dragonfly, he's got a head, he's got a thorax and an abdomen. So his body's divided into 3 sections. Now for number 2. Some of you are jumping ahead. Don't jump ahead. What does it use its antenna for? So there were 2 things I said they use it for. Okay, someone's got the answer right so far. Rinta, you got it half right. So what things, oh, sorry, it's 3 things it does. So it uses it to and. Okay, but you must tell me what sensing it does. So, good. So it uses it to hear, smell, and feel. So you must be able to tell me what it does, because remember, insects are different to us. They don't have hands like us and normal ears like us. So they use their antenna for all of those. That's pretty cool. Now, number 3, I want to see who's clever. How many pairs of legs does an insect have? So remember, I'm asking for pairs of legs, not how many they have all together. Okay, see, Sisiko's got it. Oh, good. Zoe's got it. Pamela's got it. Whoever iPad is. Asia's got it. Oh, you guys are excellent. So he's got 3 pairs of legs. So if he's got 3 pairs, how many legs does he have in total? Good, Zoe. Adele's got it. Yes. Okay, so he's got 6 legs in total. Because remember, we're saying 2 times 3 is 6. So you see, there's a little bit of maths in here. Then number 4. Do all bugs have wings? So if you look at the picture on the poem here, I'm sure you can quite easily see the answer. Okay, so it's definitely no. So some bugs are not very lucky. They have to crawl on the ground, where some bugs can crawl and they can fly. So that was an easy one, because I'm sure you all know bugs. Then the last question. Which part of the body digests the bug's food? Good. You guys are fast with typing, hey? So, which part? It's the... Oh, you guys must check your spelling. So remember I said think of your tummy. So your tummy is called the abdomen. So that's where all your intestines are. It's the same with the bug. Okay, great job, guys. So now what you're going to do for me is I'm going to explain your homework for today. So it is going to be a little bit of a nice activity because you don't have to work on a worksheet and write answers down and read a story. You get to be creative now for me. So I want you to write your own poem for me. So that's why I said you're going to be quite creative now. I want you to have a look outside. So maybe if you're lucky enough to have a garden, you can go out and see what insects you have. If you're not lucky enough to have a garden, you can just look outside your window and see. Sometimes there might be a little butterfly that flies past, or a beetle, or you've got a fly, who knows? And I want you to choose just one insect to write your poem about. So it can be any insect in your garden or around your house. So when you are writing your poem, I want you just to think about these few questions because they'll, I think, kind of help your brain to get creative. So I want you to tell me what they do. So do they eat your plants outside? Do they fly around and collect nectar? What do they do? The next one is, what do they eat? What do they look like? So now you can describe. Are they a certain color? Are they a certain size? How long are their legs? Do they have wings? So you're going to explain it to me. And then maybe you can even tell me how they sound. So I'm sure you know, like a cricket, they've got that very high-pitched sound that they make. If they don't have a sound, it's fine. You can leave that one out. So these are just questions to help you get your imaginations started. So you're going to use a piece of paper, or you can also type it on your computer. I want you to use this layout. So remember, because it's like a story, we need to give a poem a title. So you need to give it a name. So if you're writing about, let's say, a butterfly, maybe your title is going to be The Beautiful Butterfly. Then can you see that there are two blocks that are the same color? Because they want you to use rhyming words, remember? So line 1 and line 2 in your poem must rhyme. Then line 3 and 4 must rhyme. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So remember, rhyming words come at the end of your poem. So those questions are just there to help you answer, to maybe think of rhyming words to put in your poem. And if you want, you can even draw me a lovely picture of your insect. So remember, to find this, to find this layout, you go onto the Africa Teen Geeks website. Go to the Lockdown eSchool tab. It's normally on the top of the screen. Then you'll scroll down quite a bit until you get to a list of grades. Then you'll find grade 4, click that, and this worksheet will be there, along with the questions. So you can use this to write your own poem. So you don't have to write it on this page. Remember, you can write it on your own piece of paper or type it on your computer. I really don't mind. So let me see if I can quickly show you where to find it. So I'm just quickly loading the page for you, and then I'll show you. Okay. Let's go back to my share screen. Yeah, all these tabs. Okay, so let me show you. So I'm on Google now. Do you see that? Then I'm going to look for Africa Teen Geek. So I'm searching for it, and it will be the top one. So you'll see there www.africateengeeks.co.za. Click on it. Might take a little bit of time to load, depending on your speed of your internet. Then you'll go on a page like this. It'll be full of stuff. But don't worry about that. Look at the tabs on top. Okay, then lockdown e-school. So I hope you can all see this. Then I'm going to scroll down. So don't worry about these links. This is for the online classes. Go down, 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 and then you'll see it says lockdown e-school notes and worksheets. Okay, then you'll see we've got grade 4. You click on that, and my homework should be on that folder. Okay, guys, do you understand? I hope so, because I know last week some of us were a little bit confused. Okay, let me go back to my slide. So once you found the layout, you can get going on that. Then I want you to share your poem with me. So those of you who already have used my Flipgrid account, you can do that again. But if you don't know how to access my Flipgrid, you are allowed to email it to me. I don't mind. It makes it a lot quicker to come to me. Okay, so there you'll see I've got my Flipgrid account number, or you can just use the website. Remember, there is a password, lockdown, or you can email it to me. But please remember, if you are using my Flipgrid account, to first get your parents' permission, because they do need to record you reading the poem to me. Okay, so someone needs to hold the phone for you. Then our lesson for tomorrow, we're going to read through a different poem, and we're going to answer some more questions. And then you're going to have some more homework to do with the poem, but it will be different from today, don't worry. So I hope you guys had a lovely lesson. Please don't forget to follow us on our social media, because I know there's been a lot of changes over the last few weeks, but you guys have been awesome. I hope you have a fantastic day, and please get started on your poems. I can't wait to see what they look like. Okay, guys, I'll see you here, same time, same place tomorrow. Okay, bye, guys.